Welcome everyone to the r2con 2024. So this is the keynote. It's not any presentation, I will just talk a little bit about the conference. It's been 5 years since the last r2con, so it's been a really long time. There was a lot of people asking for the conference to come back. Yeah, finally, we are back. I don't know if you thought about the logo. I mean, the conference has a different logo every year, and there is like a story behind that. It's a phoenix bird, and well, the reason is because it's kind of like reborning, like trying to begin again from start. And yeah, I mean, there was COVID in the middle, there was a community split, there was personal dramas. Yeah, the development was slowing down. But yeah, I try to keep pushing commits every day, trying to think in a better way to organize the project and also the code and also the community. And yeah, I guess I learned a lot of lessons in the process. And yeah, and during this time, I was trying to find the mood, trying to get all the confidence to get everything reassembled again. Seems like at the end, a bunch of people was also helping on the organization, and we finally make it. So we're trying to have like a very humble objective this time. The idea is to just have the conference. We don't want to make special things like the R2 Wars competition, the concert on chiptune at the end. There was the CTF, we are not also organizing it. And we're trying to make like simple conference, 2 days, trainings, presentations, and not trying to make any extra stuff. But yeah, we're trying to make some baby steps to move forward because we have like a long way to go. We have cheat sheets and beers. There is coffee. There was like speakers dinner the first night. Yeah, at the end we have the most important thing, which is basically you. So thanks all of you for coming and attending the conference. Because without you, probably it doesn't make sense to organize this thing. And I'm so happy that we can have fun together and have some presentations and share all the stuff that we are doing. I would like to talk a little bit about the project. From the code point of view, there was a lot of changes during this time. Mainly, it was focusing on simplifying the maintenance of the code and simplifying as much as possible all the development process. I was trying to keep pushing new changes and trying to make the tech debt as simple as possible, because this way I was simplifying a lot the release process, the CI, all the code maintenance, trying to reduce the amount of people that was involved into the project, not because we want to have less people, but because the less needs for people simplifies and reduce a lot of the stress on the project and also all the dependencies. So one of the things that I decided was to make like a API stable since 5.6. And this is an important change because having like a API stable means that you can rebuild R2 or change any of the plugins without having to break everything. So you don't need to rebuild everything all the time, which is from the user point of view is interesting, but if you're a company or you have some tools or you have some products or you have different things that are relying on R2, you don't have to change the APIs, you don't have to rebuild everything all the time. You just have like one build that works, it's stable, and then you can replace this build with different version and find out which is the regression point much quicker. Also, there was like a friend that was packaging it for Flatpak. So Plu, with Pau Rodriguez, was packaging it for Flatpak, which is also simplifying a lot the process for deploying new builds for Linux and also for Windows subsystem. And also we have new Debian packagers and maintainers, which is also helping a lot for many users that don't want to depend on building R2 from the CI, from Git. Also, there was a lot of performance improvements since the last release. There is like, for example, I think like there is like 2-3 times faster analysis in the last year. So there was a lot of performance improvements in binary parsing, also code analysis. and mainly focus on stability. So we keep having the full disclosure security rule, which means that if there is any bug or any issue that affects the security in the tool, we make that public for everyone, and we fix that in less than a day. I think that this is probably the sanest way for publishing vulnerabilities, at least because we are like an open source project, and we want to force people to contribute and make everything as open as possible. And we want to make all that possible without reducing the amount of possibilities or functionality and features that the tool is providing. Also, during this last year, I've been working on the book. So there is a book outside. You can take it. And it's not the last version. You can read and use all the comments that are there, because actually most of the comments and the APIs that were described in the book are still stable and still usable. But there is so many other things, and there is a lot of rewarding and better ways to explain all the features that the tool is providing. And you can basically find out the new or revamped version of the book online. And we probably end up like printing a new version in next year. There is new tools, there is new features, plugins. During this last year, there was like R2AI. There was like the big boom on language models, and everyone is talking about that. There will be some presentations on this. Yeah, there is, for example, the r2clippy, which is the joke that we had at the beginning of the project, that Clippy was helping on reverse engineering some binaries, but finally we can make it happen. So actually there is r2clippy, which is an ASCII art assistant that is helping you on automating some process on reverse engineering. It's also possible to explain what the function is doing, helping on the compilation, doing type propagation, function analysis, and many other stuff like vulnerability finding and so on. Also, R2Frida was written in TypeScript. This was a major change because the whole code base was written in JavaScript in the past, and having types help us to improve the code quality and the maintenance quite a lot. The last version of Frida is introducing white points and breakpoints. This means that we can soon end up having Frida as a native debugger backend. So you will need to depend on ptrace or match APIs for debugging. We can also use Frida as a 100% stable and reliable debugger that works with a simple API. The R2Yara plugin was rewritten. It's also having like a test suite. There is new features. There is comments for creating Yara rules and creating function signatures in a better way. And the compiler status has changed quite a bit. So now we have 3 new decompilers. There is Anger decompiler, which is quite stable and reliable. It's quite slow, but as long as R2 have the compiler output catch, now you can basically spend a while getting the output from Anger the compilation, and then you can just analyze and see all the analysis on the compilation for all the binary without having to wait for the compiler to respond. Also the Kai, which is the R2AI the compiler. RepNG, which was open sourced, I think it was last year. And also PDC, which is the pseudo compiler that is shipped in R2. Has been improved quite a lot, mainly because this is what RDKI is using behind the scenes. The JADEX, the compiler, finally make a new release fixing one of the major issues that we had in the JSON output. So this is also updated, and we can use JADEX again inside R2. R2Git and R2Deck are still maintained. They're still there, but they're like not improving as much as all the other compilers. And finally, RedDeck seems to be abandoned. I mean, nobody's maintaining the plugin. So if anybody wants to contribute on that or in any other compilers, everyone's welcome on this. We try to keep the spirit. R2 is an open source project. We want to have a free tool for reverse engineering. We want to have no ties with anyone. We just want to have the project as open as possible. We want to have like an open discussion platform, so everyone is open to contribute, discuss things, explain whatever issues they have, not just in the code base, but also in the community management, in the way that we organize the event. We will be sending you a document that you can, at the end of the conference, that you can respond by mail and give us some feedback anonymously. So we'll just want to improve, and we want to have everybody as comfortable as possible. As long as the project is open, we don't have like a strict development process. So the development decisions and the roadmap are defined by you. So if you need anything, if the company you're working on, your friends are reverse engineering any specific project, and there is something that is not working as well as it should, or not supporting a specific architecture, just contribute or fill tickets and ask us for support, or if you need anything, just push the changes, and we will be so happy to have this stuff working. And yeah, as always, we want everybody to use r2con Git. Right now, it's pretty stable, so you can just download the last release from Yaito or R2 and use it from there. But we try to have everybody using it from Git, because we push changes every day, and there is a lot of bugs that get fixed as soon as possible. Also, to finish the presentation, I would like to thank the university for having us. So, also I would like to thank Grey Hat, which is the organization from the hacking club that is here in the university, helping us in the organization of the event. It was impossible to find a better place to organize the event, so thanks again, Grey Hat and UPC, for having us. Finally, Radare is an organization. It's a non-profit organization, so this means that we can organize all the economical stuff and looking for places in a better way, so it's not just depending on a personal situation. Also, I would like to thank many people. I mean, just mentioning few here, but I would like to thank Conrad for the long chat that we had and discussing not just technical things, but also from the conference and the organization for the project. I would like to thank NowSecure, which is the company I'm working on, for supporting me, supporting the project, and helping also on the conference. I would like to thank IPK Unpacker, which is one of the main Termux maintainers and testers, and also fixing and reporting many things on the Android reverse engineering side. I would like to thank Hossein for all the music that we were listening during the conference. He basically contributed to the conference with a playlist that is public and copyleft. Also, I would like to thank Malware Must Die and all the community from Japan, because they are keeping the community and the event happening in the other side of the wall. And also thanks to everybody for attending, and hope you have like a good conference and enjoy the event. So thanks everyone, and we'll start soon.